would like to ask you to comment on the fact that there are many societies, cultures that have stories of a great flood. And I have recently seen a program on Discovery, History Channel, something like that, that was talking about the flood actually being when the Mediterranean flowed through the Straits of the Bosporus and created the Black Sea. Would you comment on this as it relates to the history, to the story of the flood in the Bible?
Okay, yeah. That program and others, I think, that you're referring to are probably referring to what the two Columbia University professors found, that the banks of, or that the Black Sea overflowed in Antiquity about 7,500 years ago, about 5,500 BC. And yeah, that seems to exactly have been what happened. There was an area that was flooded. How large the area was is, a matter of debate. But what I would say the larger picture here is that there's no doubt that floods did happen in Antiquity. Big, small, everywhere. I mean, you just have to look at, Hurricane Katrina for one thing. The question is, was there a universal flood? And we've touched on this earlier. What I would, I'm going to beg that question. I'm not sure if there was or not. I wasn't there. I didn't see it. But what we've got are a series of stories and a series of little events. I'll give you one anecdote. Sir Leonard Woolley was excavating in Mesopotamia in about 1929, I think it was, and he found about 8 feet of silt. I mentioned this in the book. And he was looking at it, and his wife came by and said, "Oh, you found the flood." And he's like, "Oh, that's what it is." And it made headlines around the world. A year later, he retracted it. It was a flood, but it wasn't the flood. So do you have people making up these stories because something affected them? Was there a universal flood? One of the things I suggest in the book, and again, this isn't an either or, it's a maybe, that there was something, the Babylonians, the Assyrians, the Sumerians are all writing about it. It may be a culturally transmitted narrative that's handed down from the Sumerians to the Akkadians to the Babylonians, and then, the Canaanites and the Israelites. Most of the flood stories, though, like from Alaska and Hawaii and all that, are much later. They're probably, again, I can't guarantee it, I wasn't there, but they're probably brought by Christian missionaries spreading the tale. So you have to watch out for, who you're getting the tale from. So